Marriage is a union between a man and a woman that has been blessed by the name of the Father to unite and build relationships through wisdom, unity, and understanding. Marriage was instituted by Jesus and blessed by God the Father to be a source of strength. Where the left hand cannot reach, the right will aid. And where the right hand cannot reach, the left will aid. Marriage means completeness and purification from separation, just as thirst and water depend on each other. Similarly, marriage is dependent on these concepts. It is God's blessing to man, and man has been given the responsibility to treasure it through the wife submitting to the husband and the husband loving the wife. Scripture references: Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22 and Ephesians chapter 5 verse 26 to 27. The husband is the voice of God that stands in a household to govern the fruits of God along his path. The path he sees clearly that leads to prosperity. A husband is salvation, to lead, to guide, and to search for good pastures. To guide and love one's wife makes a man complete. For salvation and the protection of the behaviors called the fruits of Christ. Husband also means completeness, strength, and support for the wife, to guide and lead her as a good shepherd. All things start with him, whether they are good or bad. So he must be upright, God-fearing, of good judgment, full of grace, and full of wisdom. Husband, for you to carry out the duties mentioned above, you must first forgive your wife and your children, because without forgiving them, you cannot be the voice of God that stands in the household to govern the fruits of God. Husband, without forgiving your wife and children, you will allow anger, sorrow, and frustration to lead you and guide you to harm them. Whatever you do out of anger, sorrow, and frustration brings distraction to your wife and the children. Doing harm to your wife and children is not the will of God, because the will of God refers to what the Lord demands of you, to do what pleases Him without destroying or killing a soul. If it is the will of the Lord, it will not bring destruction to those to whom it is done. Husband, love your wife means that a husband should not harm his wife and children. The only way to fulfill that is by forgiving your wife and the children. Romans chapter 13, verse 10.